Most people don't realize they're asleep. I didn't either until I was in jail at 21. You see, I was lost. I was addicted to painkillers, and honestly, I was broken in every way possible. But I remember getting transferred into a new cell, and there was this man sitting at a desk, calm, focused, reading the Bible, like nothing around him mattered. Never seen anything like it in my life. That alone caught my attention. And you know what? A few days later, he told me something that changed my life forever. He said that 85% of people in this world are deaf, dumb, and blind. They're just walking through this life with no purpose. 10% of people, they know the truth, but they keep it to themselves. They don't share it. And there's the 5 that know the truth and actually live it. They lead and they share it with others, trying to help others. Then he said, look around you. That night, I couldn't sleep at all. Because for the first time in my life, I realized I was part of that 85%. I wasn't living at all. I was just existing. I was awake, but my life was dead. And something shifted in me that night forever. Not because I was in jail, but because I finally saw myself clearly. That's what awakening really is. It's not religion. It's not motivation. It's awareness and responsibility. Most people will go their whole life asleep. But the question is, when you realize it, what are you going to do about it? And if you've ever had a moment that has changed your life, you know exactly what I'm about to say. After that night in jail, actually it was about 3 weeks, those next few months after that were beyond words. It's the closest thing to what I would call enlightenment. It's closest to it. I was at a point where I didn't even want to walk on flowers or bugs because I didn't want to hurt them. Real talk. I didn't want to break a branch off a tree because I felt like I was hurting that tree. That's how connected I felt to everything. You may call it woo-woo. That's what it is. There was this deep sense of peace, joy, and clarity. And it wasn't something that I was trying to feel. It was just there, naturally. Up until that point, I had never experienced anything remotely close to it. I was addicted to drugs. I was jacked up. I was messed up. And even now, well over 20 years later, I can still remember it clearly. It was pure. But here's what I've come to understand. That state wasn't meant to last forever. It was a glimpse of what is possible in this world, in this life. When you remove the noise, the ego, the distractions, most people will never experience that in their lifetime. I did. And even though the intensity of that faded, I've never been the same since. Because once you experience that level of awareness, you can never be the same. You can't fully go back to being asleep. So the question isn't, how do I get back there? The real question is, how do I live my life now with that level of awareness, but while still operating in this world?